Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Facebook community. Good morning, Zoom community. Good morning, Adams. I see you driving. Good morning. Welcome to Wake Up Everybody virtual series. I am your facilitator today, Meika Joseph, the thought healer. Good morning, Facebook. I want everybody to go and get their notebook, get a pen if you can. If you can't, it's okay. Listen in, go tag someone to come in to join us today. Again, welcome Facebook. Join the link. If you want to work with me, if you're on Facebook and you want to work with me, join our virtual series on Zoom, and that's the way you can work with me. However, there will be an admin. If you're on Facebook, if you have a question that's reading those questions, that will translate those questions to me. So please, please, please invite a friend to invite a friend. This is going to be a juicy conversation about healing our disappointments, right? And loving our boundaries, right? Having like a balance with our boundaries. So please welcome, welcome, welcome. I appreciate all of you. I miss you all. I am not in my same location. I am in Virginia Beach right now. So this is a little bit different, but I am still rocking and rolling with this Wake Up community. So again, ask a friend to ask a friend, send the link. Welcome. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, Facebook. Good morning, Marie. Oh, I see Maury. Good morning, Robin.
Good morning, Coach Meika. How you doing?
I'm good. Good morning, Catherine.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning. I love to hear these voices. Love it. Candace, I see Louise. Good morning. Good morning. Grand Rising.
Grand Rising.
Good morning, beautiful Meika.
Good morning, Louise. I know that voice. Good morning. Good morning. I'm so excited to be with you all. And we are going to get into it. Yes, I see. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning. And let's get into our song.
Wake up everybody, it's time to get up. Wake up everybody, it's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, it's time to get up. Stay woke, stay woke, stay woke, it's time to get up. We're healing, we're dealing, we're growing. Together, together, releasing. We're teaching, we're moving. Together, together, we're learning, discerning, we're striving. Together, together, we're leading, connecting, transforming. Together, together.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, and welcome to Wake Up Everybody. For those who are new, I'm your facilitator today, and my name is Meika Joseph. I am a thought healer. And listen, I love what I do. Some people might say, what is a thought healer? And what I do is I comb through those thoughts that no longer serve you, and we heal those thoughts so that they are no longer in your way of your life and your effectiveness and your love. And that's what I do every day. I do that through one-on-one coaching. I do that through sessions like this on Wake Up Everybody. And I do that through sessions, my own private sessions that you can sign up for. So that's a little bit about me. I'm also a mother, a sister, a friend, and a goddess. And that's me. So today's session is about loving your boundaries. And it's a little bit of, with me, I always kind of have like a little spin on things, right? It's about loving your boundaries and healing your disappointments. Now, most of us, we're all mostly on here, we're adults, right? And we have disappointments. And there are disappointments that we have that we get over pretty easily, right? Like I'm disappointed that Starbucks is closed. I walked all the way here and it's closed, right? Small disappointments, but then there are disappointments that continue to create like a knot in our hearts. And today we want to really like discover some of those disappointments, those lasting disappointments that have lasted over a year, over 5 years, over 10 years, right? And that continue to stay in our realm around our heart, because that's what we are here for. We are here to open and heal our heart. To do that, we got to discuss some topics, right? And I don't believe in hard topics. They're just topics, but your ego may think that those topics are hard topics to discuss because your ego wants you to stay safe and comfortable. And I describe the ego as a survival mechanism, right? So ego is not about arrogance. It's about a way to survive disappointment and hurt. So as I always get into it, right? One of the things and I was discussing this with the admin team before we got on today about one of my disappointments is that as much as I've lost my mother over 20 years ago, and you would think that I'm prepared for completion when people expired after losing my mom, but I'm not, right? And so when people are on that journey of passing away, I'm highly disappointed that they're leaving. Their physical body is leaving. And I was discussing today that is something that I'm in Virginia Beach. This is not normally where I usually am. I'm in Virginia Beach because my grandmother is in the hospital. And being here in Virginia Beach is actually having me deal with that being inevitable one day. It ain't today, but it's inevitable one day. And the universe is having me be in completion with that versus resistance of that. And so dealing with the disappointment of her not being here, right? I can actually create this into a beautiful thing, or it could be a devastating thing, like a true heartbreaking thing, right? And I'm going to miss my grandmother when she's gone. However, I can complete this in a way that's healing for me beforehand, before it just hits me and then I have to journey through all of those emotions. So, but today I'm starting with myself, because conscious completion, my heart being open around my grandmother is my boundary that I'm setting for myself, right? Versus being ignorant to like, it's not going to happen one day, and then being in shock when it does. So I want everybody to look at their own life and see that disappointment that has lasted over a year, over 5 years, over 10 years, might be even over 20, 30 years. And I want somebody to raise their hand and start to work with me around a disappointment that they're willing to heal today. So who can Yofu, if you could work with me, who has their hand up? Come on, you guys know how I rock. We all get into this together and have this conversation. So who's available to share about the disappointment that you have, that you've been holding on to, or your heart has been holding on to? And Kenyofu, you can also pick someone.
Right. All right, so let's see. Pam Kennebrew?
I see Purple has her hand up.
Yes, Purple, let's go.
Yeah, could you go with Purple, please? I'm just not available right now. Thank you.
Yes, I got you.
Good morning, Purple.
Hey, my coachy. What's up? Do-rag and all. Like,
Oh, gravy.
so the first thing that came is the disappointment with my relationships with the men in my immediate family. My father, my stepfather, and my brothers.
Got it. And what is the disappointment? And how long have you had this disappointment?
With my father, I discovered it during this pandemic. I discovered the deep heartache that I didn't realize I had. With my stepfather, I had one period, and my parents, I think they've been married like 30 years now. So with my stepfather, I think after the advanced course at Landmark, or maybe ILP, there was like maybe a year and a half of no disappointment. But totally, I don't want this person in my life or in my mother's life. And at the point where I will visit her and make sure I don't see him, I don't speak to him, I won't be around. And I know that hurts her.
Mm-hmm. So what is the disappointment around these men? Like if you can label it, right, to say this disappointment, like their behavior, how they, whatever it is, how they treat women, whatever it is.
You said it. Like, I was introduced, I was very fortunate. My father treated me as a female child in such a powerful way. And it was a nonverbal and intentional teaching of how my brothers were to care and treat me that led to me being used to being treated by men that way in my world when I wasn't around them. My uncles, my cousins, I was cared for, uplifted, protected, taken care of, and affirmed. As I aged and their lives became their lives, I realized they were not there that way for me anymore.
Okay, so you're disappointed. Are you disappointed that they're not there for you that way anymore? Is that part of the disappointment?
Yes, and they don't look like those men. That they don't look like how I was taught men are to show up. They don't treat women that way. They don't treat me that way, and I don't want to stand for how they treat women, including me. And I don't know how to resolve it within myself.
Right. Okay, great. So what is it now? I'm going to ask, and I want everybody to do this work as Purple is doing this work. I don't want you to watch Purple like it's TV. You know what I'm saying? And she's my guest. I want you to actually look at, you know, she's not my guest, right? Like, right. So I want you to actually do this work. So the questions that I'm asking, ask yourself those same questions and not just watch Purple as she's going through this process. So Purple, I'm going to ask you another question. What do you believe you need?
The first thing that I was like, love. They don't love me, but I know they love me. I don't feel loved, and I don't feel love. I don't feel I love them.
Right, but what is it that you think you need from them?
What I think I need from them is for them to be honest.
Okay, right. Now, are you honest?
When angry.
Okay, but are you in the practice of honesty, right? And I want you to look at it like a practice, because we ain't always honest, right? Especially our ego, especially our inner child or our inner teen, right? Not always honest. So I want you to really ask yourself, are you always honest?
Oh, always honest?
Mm-hmm.
Not always. I don't even believe in always.
Okay.
Because it's impossible to me. Always is impossible. No.
Great. I love it, right? because now you can see the impossibility for them.
Like it's impossible for them to be honest with me.
Do you see how you just said it's impossible to always be honest?
Yes.
Right? That's made up. That's not the truth. Always.
Always. Always is made up.
Right. So, but there are people who are always honest.
So what am I, where am I not being honest?
The thing is that there's something that you need from them, right? But you're not willing to give it to yourself. So what that creates is this expectation.
Maybe trust.
Let's just stay with
Okay.
the needs for honesty, right?
Mm.
The only way that you're going to vibrate for people to actually be honest with you is when you give yourself honesty.
Mm.
We have to begin. That's why loving your boundary, like giving yourself honesty, would be you creating a boundary for yourself. So what that is that you have to be honest about the state of where they are.
Right. And you know, my therapist and you've been my coach, the work with y'all has had me look, and something I am working on working with you, this like me not respecting people's process, and it was me not respecting my own process. I've been applying that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say to them, now that we are in this conversation very specifically about them, I have not even investigated about their process. I can see now I have not respected their process in life. I know nothing about what it is to mail for them.
Mm-hmm.
I just have my expectation. The other thing I learned in my trauma therapy is some people do not have the capacity at points. And I learned from a spiritual coach that sometimes family is very painful for people.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's me ignoring their humanity,
Right.
their process, the possibility of how they are navigating their suffering and pain, even most of what I have no idea what they went through.
Right.
That would have them show up in relationship with me the way they do. I'm not being honest with them. The deep hurt I feel because
Mm-hmm.
I don't have an experience of love anymore in my life. And I'm well in the world, and I'm protected in the world, and I'm safe in the world, and it's without them.
Mm-hmm.
And it just, you know, it's the part.
And this emotion that's coming up, right, is because if you were to be honest, is you love them. Despite what they do, you love them. Like I would tell my kids all the time, listen, I do not like you. I don't. If somebody in the street was acting like this, I'd be like, listen, I don't like you, okay? I don't like people who behave like this. I don't like people who try to buck up on me. I don't like them. I love you all day. I love you all day. Your life, the essence of your I am, the essence of that you are a being beyond your behavior. I love that.
I have to get there.
Mm-hmm. And it's a process.
I'm so in my ego about 2.5 of them You know, my brother closest to my age and my stepfather, I can't even feel anymore because of that buck up and all of that. I'm like, I don't even do this. Men don't even show up like this in my life. Don't play with me. Right. So I can't feel. With my father, is when I interact with my father, it's right there. Like the love is effortless. It's right there. But when I think and I look at my life and I'm like that, that's probably, then I disconnect so I can't feel the love, right? Because I don't want to feel the hurt is what I'm pressing.
You don't want to feel the disappointment, right?
The disappointment.
Right. And so because what's under disappointment, what's under anger, what's under all of that, right, is a pain, which is probably a hurt, right? It's this pain, this hurt, but what's under all of it is always love. How can someone hurt you?
If you don't love them.
Right.
So I'm laughing because I'm like, I do not like a lot of people I love.
Right. And that's okay.
Yeah.
And that's okay, right? Because people are on their journey and people are in their process. But the thing that you got to get is that you got to look at what it is that you think you need from the person that has disappointed you or the situation that has disappointed you. Call that out. What do you need? Like you said, honesty. That's why I asked you, you can't expect something, and this is for everybody who's in this community, you can't expect something from someone that you're not willing to give to yourself. See, when you start to give yourself this honesty about who you are, about what circumstances is happening, the honest truth about it, the honest truth, not the expectation or your fantasy about it or what you visualize about it, but the honest truth about it, right? When you give yourself that, you vibrate at that level of honesty because now that you're giving that to you. So you don't even know what's possible because you haven't been vibrating at giving yourself that pure honesty. What do you get from that, Purple?
It sounds a little simple, but like I don't like them. I just don't like them.
But you could give that up. You could be honest
right.
about, I don't like them, I love them, and they're in their process. And I have to, it's not about them, it's about giving myself the honesty of where they are, period.
Yes, I'm trying to see what it is about me that speaks to, right? Like I don't like something about me, or I don't like how I'm being with them. I don't like how I'm being.
Well, there it goes. That's another dose of honesty.
Yeah, like I don't like myself when I'm with them. When I'm
it's
around
a process.
Them, I understand how I am. Yeah.
It's a process of, okay, now see how things are starting to open up because you're like, oh, I don't like who I am when I'm around them, right? You're being honest with yourself. You're giving yourself the thing that you think you need from them.
Got it. Whatever I think I need get exactly what you're saying, real straight, real plain. Whatever I think I need from people is what I need over here to give myself, or whatever it is. Today, honesty, tomorrow I could say something else. It's always, am I giving that to myself or I'm not giving that to myself? And blah, blah, blah.
So can you love? So what we're doing is we're healing the disappointment and loving our boundaries. So the boundary is not like a wall, because we love boundaries, right? Like these walls to cut people out and to let people know. But the boundaries we're going to discuss today is the boundaries around our own bullshit.
Okay.
Right. And so the boundary that you're creating for yourself today is about honesty. That's your boundary. Love like your boundary. Love your boundary of honesty.
Love my boundary.
Of honesty.
I don't like them. I love my boundary. And honestly, it's like being honest with myself, be myself around them. Just be myself around them.
But I want you to get deeply to love honesty. That's the boundary you are giving to yourself. Love honesty. That's a new boundary. The boundary of love that you're giving and honesty to yourself. That's what you're doing. It's not about them. The focus isn't on them right now because you're creating the boundary for yourself. See, your ego gets to have a great time with them. right? Because there's no boundary.
Then I don't have to be responsible for my boundary with me,
Mhm.
for me.
Right, right. You get that?
I do. I'm complete.
Awesome.
Thank you, Coach. And love and light for you and your family down there.
Thank you. I appreciate you. Like, what did that open up for somebody in the community? I see Catherine. Oh, no, she has I don't know if she's waving and she got a thumb up. I don't know what's going on. All right, Catherine, you want to share something? What opened up for you?
Oh, no, I was just celebrating the process. I'm just celebrating Purple's process and being present in the process of what's going on.
Awesome. Thank you, Catherine. Who else? I see Mother Amal. Let's go. Unmute.
Yes.
Hello, sister.
Hi, good
Hello,
morning, darling. How are
beautiful.
you?
I'm good.
You know what you know what that brought up for me years ago when I was an African dancer. We did a performance, and we had it was a play that a friend of mine wrote, and all the different groups, individuals from different groups, joined in on the play, and we held it at a hall and what have you. We were so proud. When at the end of the play, everybody was introduced and celebrated but me. I was sitting in the audience because I was tired and I just wanted to just hang out in the audience, and I was waiting to run up and take my bow. And I was forgotten because she and I were in the same company. Everyone else were visitors. So she was introducing the visitors. I felt a way about it. And even today, it came up when you said, where is your disappointment? And what I just got out of this conversation is that my self-respect, my self-worth got in the way of that. Today, I would have said, girl, wait a minute, don't forget about them all. And I'd have gone up there and taken my bow without being introduced. But then I was like, devastated. And
Mama, what did you feel like? So you were disappointed that you were what?
I skipped over, not acknowledged.
Right. So like almost like left out.
Left out. That's a biggie for me, girl. Oh my God, that is a biggie for me. Being left out.
Being left out, right?
Yes,
and so there has been other situations where you've been left out.
Absolutely. And would get that feeling.
And so that it's interesting because when we don't heal our disappointment and we get disappointed in that same kind of way, that original disappointment like flashes back like so fast.
Yes, ma'am.
It's like the file just come and smacks you in the face. It could have been when you were 2, right? And you got disappointed. And now the same kind of situation, somebody's disappointed and you go, wow, right? And the thing about that, Mama Amal, is that the original disappointment of being left out, and you said it, and this is the wisdom, is that your self-respect and your dignity, right? And when we start to give and love our boundaries and we start to give ourselves the thing that we think we need from others, and we give ourselves that thing that we think we need, right? It strengthens our confidence. It strengthens our dignity. It strengthens our self-respect. And what happens is we're always depending on somebody else to give it to us. This is why disappointment is always around. So when what you want to start to listen and hear as your boundary, right, is the boundary for yourself is to give yourself the thing and love the thing that you think you need from somebody else.
Yes, ma'am.
So if you think you need acknowledgement from other people, then what that signifies is that I need to acknowledge myself. I am Mama Amal. I do this. This is what I do. Oh no, wait a minute, sister. Hold on. This is me, right? This is what I do. Sorry. I know, yeah, you got your chance, but this is me, right? And acknowledge and strengthen the acknowledgement of yourself, because that the ego is hungry for somebody else to give it to them versus being responsible for you giving it to yourself. So your the love of your boundary is the thing, the needs that you need, but you're giving it to yourself. These are the personal boundaries that we are starting to create today for ourselves to heal those disappointments. You get that?
I most certainly do, girl. Like I said, if it was today, I'd said, wait a minute, you forgot about me. You know what I'm saying? And I would have I don't know if demand would be the word I would want to use as an Aries. That is the word I would use, but trying to be on the high vibrational side of Aries. I would use another word that I can't think of right now. But I mean, I would acknowledge myself and then ask people to acknowledge that in me too. Rather than slink away and feel like, oh my God, I know I didn't dance well enough, or whatever was going through my mind back then. But yeah, you're right.
Well, a word that you can use is you're taking a stand for yourself.
Thank you. That's exactly the word I would use. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're Sister Aries too, right?
No, I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, okay. No, Capricorn is not fire. But anyway.
It's Earth. It's Earth. Thank you, Mama. Thank you for that contribution.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you for your contribution. And have a wonderful day. Yes.
You too. I see Michelle has her hand up. Hey, Beauty.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. You're on mute again. On mute. There we go.
All right. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes.
Good morning. What's coming up in my mind when I hear the word boundaries are really about boundaries for myself, but not in the true essence of it. You know how there's always a phrase you always hear. What people think of you is not your concern. And, you hear that and, people put it as a meme on Facebook as a, kind of a, hey, backup kind of thing. But the truth of the matter is that I have to create boundaries because I do care what other people think. And I find that even though I say that that's not true, I have to realize, I have to speak my truth. So in trying to grow and develop, I have to set up boundaries so that I can create an environment where I'm able to speak to my actions as opposed to what other people think I should be doing. Right. So when I look at my life and I say, okay, I have to be real and say a lot of the situations, a lot of the chaos is self-inflicted, right? And that sucks. Because the world can tell me anything. Listen, if I'm having a bad day, you're divorced. And, when you're divorced, it all goes down in flames. And you know what I'm saying? Like, I can justify pretty much anything I do. Right. I say I'm on a budget.
That is a great thing you just said, right? The thing about the ego is that it could justify anything you do. Every goal that you're setting for yourself, like you could set a goal or you could set a manifestation, right? And your ego will justify the thing. And so you create, and then what it does, and then what ends up happening is you become disappointed because you didn't accomplish the thing that you set out to do, right? Or you become disappointed in your faith, or you become disappointed in manifestation, right? Because those boundaries got crossed or erased by your ego, right? And so the boundaries, we're quick to say, that's why I said we're quick to say, oh, I got to put a boundary on this person, but no boundaries on yourself, right? Agreed. And so what you said is the chaos that has been in your life has been self-inflicted. That's the beginning of honesty. That's the beginning of truth tea. You serving yourself some truth tea, right? And not the tea that takes you down, but the tea not the tea that takes you down, but the tea that lifts you up. So, that serving of truth tea allows you, once you start to tell yourself, everybody wants the truth from other people. Like we were talking with Purple, people expect this truth and, oh, they lied to me. But how many times have you lied to yourself?
Exactly.
we are so deeply dependent, and we don't want to say that, we're so deeply dependent on other people. And that dependency has us in this spool of being trapped because I don't want to be disappointed. I don't want to go out there and meet somebody new because I don't want to be hurt. I don't want to be disappointed, right? And so what we're saying basically is that we're not capable of giving ourselves the things that we say that we need from others. So that creates our dependency on others. So thank you for bringing that up, that chaos that is happening in our lives, right? Around us not being responsible for putting the boundaries and even loving them. We look at boundaries sometimes like, oh, it's discipline. It's like somebody, so that's why we don't want to put boundaries on ourselves. We want to just put boundaries on others because it's like, do what you're told. Do what you're told. When you love your boundaries, it creates a new context for you. Versus, oh, like somebody's telling me to love myself. I want love from everybody else, but somebody is telling me to love myself. No, loving myself, create the ease and the grace of loving that boundary of loving yourself. Like, stop yourself. Like, this what I'm doing right now, is this me loving myself? This eating this chunky monkey ice cream, like the whole quart in one sitting? And it may, right?
It does not.
It may be you loving yourself. It may, right? But if you have a commitment of the boundary of losing weight, right? And you're sitting down eating the chunky monkey ice cream, right? Then is this action demonstrating my boundary on loving myself? And so we have disappointment around finance. We have disappointment around love. We have disappointment around family, disappointment about how we were raised, right? And so how I want everybody to look at that is to write out what you thought you needed from those other people. All those disappointments that are listed, what is it that you thought you needed from, and what is your disappointment, Meika?
My disappointment is that, I had this whole vision of what my life would look like, and it's not that. And I get frustrated, but then I also know that a lot of it is, again, self-inflicted. What is called the red pill or the blue pill, and I ended up taking whatever pill wasn't supposed to be the pill I was supposed to take. And then, I especially with my kids, I'm showing love, I'm showing support. And you know how the kids do, they go left. And I'm like, I don't understand. Why don't you understand that I'm doing this for you and that I love you and that I want you to do best? And, it's just an overwhelming, a lot of activity that, I have to go through. So that's like my disappointment, wanting to be someplace that I'm not.
Awesome. So wanting to be now.
Oh, you see. He's like, my mother's under pressure. I come back and she moved out.
I wasn't expecting the hug interruption. Thank you.
I know. And I'm trying to figure out why he's not in uniform, but still I rise. I rise. Okay. So thank you.
I want to be here. So you want to start to look at where you get derailed. What boundaries what derails you?
Emotion.
Emotion
and immediate gratification.
Immediate gratification. Thank you for that honesty. Immediate gratification. So that immediate gratification that you need, what is the immediate gratification that always derails you? That always...
Okay, I'll use a perfect example, right? I said to myself, I'm on a budget. I'm going to watch how I'm spending my money. I'm going to watch what I'm eating. Yesterday, there was food in the refrigerator, but guess what I had? Chipotle, which, mind you, was very good, but it spoke to me, feeling that I deserved it because it was a long day, which was absolutely no need. It was a long day, so what? You know what I mean? Two, I could have heated up the food. My kids would have ate whatever I think, but I wanted it. So again, I was able to say, I'm a single mom. I work hard. I'm tired. There was hail. Like, I justified the hell out of that order of Chipotle, which came out to $60, which doesn't make any damn sense because I had food in the refrigerator. So when I say derailed, I think that my justification, my immediate gratification is what takes me there.
Right. That immediate gratification, that is a big deal. Like it is the culprit of derailment, right? And the thing is that in order for it to derail you, it's really so much about like, what's for you, what was missing in that moment? Like, what did the Chipotle give you?
Besides that it was good. You
Yeah.
mean like, no, it gave me an opportunity to be lazy, right? Because I definitely didn't have to do anything. Another thing was my son, my youngest son was having a bad day. So we had a little bit of an argument. So he loves the burrito bowl. So now I'm coming in with the burrito bowl because even though, ask anybody, Michelle don't play with those kids. I'm a punk in here. You know what I mean? I'm a punk. And so I don't want him to be mad and I don't want him to be sad. So here we go. Meantime, he's the one that I could have easily heated up those mashed potatoes and chicken for, and he would have been fine. But it's almost like I'm overcompensating with that.
Right. And so, because what in that moment, there's something that you need, right? And whatever that thing is that whatever it is that you need, you're not, what you're giving to, how you're giving it to yourself derails your commitment. So what you needed was kind of like ease with you and your son, right? And because you didn't, we take the easy route. Our ego takes the easy route. So what you did was, okay, I get to have self-satisfaction with this Chipotle, right? And then I also get to play good guy with my son.
Absolutely.
Right? And so, but at the end of the day, is it true satisfaction?
No, and I'm still fat. Like, I mean, not to be like that, but no, it's true. Like, at the end of the day, it did not have to happen. It was, once it's just like food. It goes in, it goes out. It didn't make me happy because later on I was like, damn, I could have really just had a salad with the chicken. So now there's guilt there, and
so you starting to see, and I want everybody who's on right now, I want you to start to see how when you do this to yourself, we because there's no boundary for yourself, right? So loving yourself. Let's give an example of loving yourself. How could that have played out differently? Loving yourself, having the boundary of loving yourself. How could that have played out differently?
Well, first of all, I could have not ordered the Chipotle, which would have been a financial win, which would have made me feel good. Thinking about, I want to order a thing and say, no, I'm not going to do it. I would have felt good about that later. Two, making something healthy and good would have been fine. Like I said.
But I don't think it's about the food, Michelle. I think it's more so about putting that love in yourself, because what makes you uncomfortable, we have to look at what makes us uncomfortable. What makes us uncomfortable is having a fight with our kids. That's the one. When we're uncomfortable, we're always looking for a way to soothe ourselves. We soothe ourselves through shopping. We soothe ourselves through food. We soothe ourselves through gossip. We soothe ourselves through many different ways when we're uncomfortable or disappointed. And so this is great because you may soothe yourself through playing good guy or good parent, right? And food. Because I know I soothe myself through food. And I had the nerve to read, my grandmother wrote, I was cleaning her room yesterday, and she said she had like a thing that she writes like these like one-liners. And she said, there's no deeper satisfaction in love than loving food. I was like, I'm meant to find this. I am meant to find this. Like, I love food. So when I'm uncomfortable, I'm upset, or I'm disappointed, I soothe with food. And and I don't feel good about it. That's how I know I'm stepping over my boundary.
Well, I think with the conversation I had with my little one, the fact is that everything that I said was accurate. With my little one, it's like looking in the mirror, right? So, he challenges everything. He thinks he knows everything. He's 14, so he sucks just on GP, you know what I mean, as a teenager. And so we go to war, and I know that I'm doing things in his best interest, but I don't like to be his adversary, and I'm not. So I think that if I suck that up, if I basically was like, okay, yeah, that wasn't cute. He's not liking me today. And, and kept it moving, that would have probably eased my mind. Like if I had taken a moment and just took ownership that being a parent sucks and it's not always good. I mean, even the one that came to hug me just now, we went to war about an hour ago. And so that was what that was. Because usually he walks out the door like peace and air grease, So it's a play on that. And
it's also willing to be disliked.
Yeah, see, and that's not my thing.
And so people step over their boundary with their spouse or with your loved one because you're not willing to be disliked by another, right? And so there you step over your boundaries of dignity and self-love because you don't want to make the other person, and people could raise their hand in the community and see how many people have stepped over your own boundary or not said what there needed to be said because you didn't want to be disliked by the other person. Right. And so everybody could raise their hand to that. But one of the things I want you to get to, Michelle, is what is a new boundary you can set that you can love, that you can give to yourself? The thing that you think you need from your son that you can give to yourself. What is a new boundary that you can set for yourself?
I think a boundary can be admitting that I'm right in a way, admitting that the things that I'm doing are for the best interest of him and myself, and dealing with the fact that it's going to be uncomfortable. Like, I don't like discomfort, I never have. That's that Libra nonsense. So, it causes me to do things to ease the discomfort. And I think just like even in weight loss, which is a challenge for me right now too, losing weight is not fun. It's not a party at no point.
Well, the thing is that you're talking about losing weight is not fun. That's a boundary you're stepping over. Why would your ego, why would your brain even do it if you already have it that is not fun?
Yeah, right. No, but that's what I'm saying, like that. So you're right. So but my thing is that if I have to struggle to be in the uncomfortable. That's where.
Well, even in your language that you're saying right now, listen to it. I have to struggle to be uncomfortable. You are creating this language that creates an entire emotion and feeling. When you speak, your brain picks up the language, right? And it does what it says. It's doing what you say. So if you're like, I have to struggle, your ego don't want no parts of struggle. So it gives easy access to step over those boundaries. So one of the things is that you want to watch your language, what you're communicating to yourself. And, we've talked, I've told you this, right? That watch your mouth. You know how we say, watch your mouth to other people? You got to watch your mouth to yourself, right? Watch your mouth.
What would you say? What would you say in terms of if you're trying to express that things are not always going to feel great, but you got to get through it? Like, how do you embrace
commitment?
That?
It's what I'm committed to. I'm committed to supporting my kids, whether they like me or not. I'm committed. I do not, listen, when I had my children, I did not like to cook, but I cooked anybody who knows me knows I cooked every single day. Those kids had fresh food. And Michelle, you know me for a long time. I will run home, drop everything to cook, but I did not like it. But what was there, what had me do it is I had a commitment to my kids eating fresh food,
Okay.
right? My commitment trumped how I felt. And because of my love for my kids, that also created a boundary for me. It like tightened the boundary of my commitment for them, even despite me being uncomfortable doing it. I felt like me and the stove was in an abusive relationship, but we weren't, you know what I mean? But I had a commitment there.
Okay.
And that's what's important. You got that?
I got it. I wrote it down.
Love your commitment. That's your new boundary. Love your commitments. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you.
Awesome. So we're at 7:50 in 5 minutes for those who have to go. Catherine, I'm coming to you in 1 second, but for those who have to go at 8 o'clock, I say thank you, thank you, thank you. You can watch the recap on Facebook and share this session with your community. Share it in Facebook, and I love you. And you can also see at the end how you can sign up for sessions and sign up for one-on-one coaching if you're interested in that. So thank you for joining community, and come back for tomorrow as well. So Kenyofu, if you can unmute Catherine, she's been waiting in the queue.
Catherine, I don't see her hand up.
Oh, it
But
was up for a
Rachel-
long time. So
Rachel is, I see Rachel. I didn't see Catherine. I see Rachel and Teresa.
okay. So Rachel,
Good morning.
good morning.
Hi. So what came up for me through this was being on autopilot for so many years. When I started speaking my truth, it made a lot of people uncomfortable. And you know, that was disappointing for me because I was actually finally for the first time living in my truth. Now, what came up for me also as far as ego for myself was I've accomplished so much within the last 10 years from where I was 10 years ago, and I'm waiting to be acknowledged. And I don't even share my accomplishments with the world, right? Or anybody other than somebody that's close to me that knows me personally on a day-to-day. I don't share that, and I don't show up. This is me. This is who I am, because yet I'm still I'm not confident in the fact because I haven't been acknowledged from those from my past. So it's kind of weird because I don't want them in my world, you know. And one of them actually, which is sad to say, I do want my daughter in my world. So let's not, I don't want to make this unclear. My truth made her very uncomfortable, but I needed to live in it because it was killing me. You understand? Like I had to say, it's hard to be a mom. I had to say, being a teenage mother coming from trauma, I have a purpose deeper than just being a mom. And I had to really tap into that, but it made my daughter very uncomfortable. Because she had me on a pedestal because autopilot looks beautiful, doesn't it? You still show up with those trays. You still do whatever you have to do to provide. You don't really go into depths of what it takes to do those things, especially being a single parent or just struggling from so many traumatic experiences. You're just one foot past the other, not thinking about the effects that it has on you, because all you want to do is please show up and look for the world to see you a certain, for the world to see me a certain way. Rather, I needed them to see me as I was like in such a great space. Oh, she overcame so much and she did this, but not really knowing the depth of what I was dying. I was dying in the inside. And my truth disappointed a lot of people. They're uncomfortable with it. It was. But
what still disappoints you?
Pardon?
What still disappoints you?
The fact that my growth, the ego, right? That my growth hasn't been acknowledged, but yet they don't even know about it.
That's one. And so to be acknowledged, right? So what is something that you want to be acknowledged for right now? Like one thing.
It's funny, the universe acknowledged me today with a memory from Facebook from my daughter that she wrote at 2012. So I was acknowledged. However, now in her life today at 27, it's almost like she forgot
She hasn't. She hasn't forgot about you.
And I respect the process, you know.
Right.
I
But hold
love-
on, Rachel.
Go ahead.
So I want you to get, what do you want to be acknowledged for? Forget about your daughter. I want you to think about what you want to be acknowledged for. It could be, I'm a great mom, or I persevered. I want you to say it as a sentence. I want you to narrow it down to, I desire to be acknowledged for this.
Oh, I designed to be acknowledged for being a great mother.
Okay. So I
great
want you to say it again.
I designed to be acknowledged.
I desire.
I desire to be acknowledged to be a great mother.
Now I want you to say, I am a great mother.
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 Period.
Yes.
So the thing is that what you need from your daughter or anybody else, right, is it's the boundary of giving it to yourself, despite what everybody says. Despite what everybody says. So people could, your children could say, you were a hot mess. Got it. And I'm a great mother for what, right, got it. And I'm a great mom for what I was able to contribute. You get that?
Absolutely.
Right. And so the acknowledgement for yourself is you got to keep giving it to yourself. You got to keep drinking the water for yourself, filling the glass up and drinking the water for yourself. And it will start to ease the disappointing pain of expecting from others. You got
little
that?
by little, I'm learning that because I had to be okay with the mirror. The mirror was very difficult because I was a hot mess, right? I did go through
So
my
was I.
depression.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
I was, but this is the thing, is that
What?
you want to start to give up the past,
Thank
right?
you.
Through conversation, right? And start speaking from right now, which is creation, right? Because in what you're creating is, I have a commitment to acknowledge being a mother. That's now. That has nothing to do with yesterday, last year, 12 years ago, or anything. Right now, I have a commit. I'm placing a boundary on myself to be committed to acknowledging that I am a great mother, regardless of what people say. You get that?
I appreciate you. Thank you for that.
You're welcome. And that's what we want to, thank you, Rachel. I'm going to move on. That's what we want to give to ourselves. We want to be able to start to look at, write out what we think we need from everybody else. And we want to put the boundary on giving it to ourselves. The boundary is about giving yourself what you think you need from others. The boundary is about giving yourself what you think you need from others. Okay, so I think I have Meryl hand up and then Teresa. Hi,
Meika.
Meryl's.
Oh my God, this is such a great conversation. I just really have to thank all of you for everything that you said, because I'm like, this is huge what I'm getting from this conversation. So as you know, I just became a grandmother.
Yes, she did just the other day. Congratulations.
And I spent just under a week with my daughter, my son-in-law, and my new grandson. And I thought I should have been there for like 3 weeks. I'm the grandmother. I'm the mother of the bride. I'm my daughter's mother. And what I confronted when I got out there is my daughter, like my brilliant daughter's ability to set boundaries. It was like, Mom, stay in your lane. I will let you know when I want you to hold him, to take him, to be in the room, to be, and I got so confronted. And what I'm seeing in this conversation is, oh my God, I must have done something right, because how healthy is that?
Right.
It's like the more I backed off and gave her space, the more she like texted me, come down to the room, you know, why don't you spend some time with him? Why don't you hold him?
Because
Can
now
you
you're
repeat-"
vibrating at that respect space. So now once you start to vibrate at that frequency of respect and honor, you can honor and respect somebody else's space, right? They receive that, even if it's not verbal. And it creates a new realm of a relationship, right? But when you are trying to force because you can't deal with yourself, right? And it's about you and you're injecting yourself because you think you don't want to deal with being disappointed. So you're still injecting yourself in these sly little ways. People pick that up and they have a reaction to it. They don't want you
Yeah.
involved at all.
It's like we had at one point, like an art, you know, one of our typical mother-daughter fights. And in this conversation, I'm getting to see that I didn't grow up with boundaries. I never knew how to set boundaries. And, you know, I mean, my daughter's told me a million times she's learned from my mistakes and, you know, 2 divorces, 2 failed marriages. And, you know, she's creating a life that's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And like when I think back now on her in that conversation saying, this is what I'm doing for my family. This is what I'm doing for my son. This is what I'm doing for my husband. This is how it has to be. And, you know, and it's like, I felt so unwanted and so unneeded. And that was all over here.
Mm-hmm.
It had nothing to do with what was going on. She just needed me to like stay in my lane and, you know, she was dealing with a lot.
Right. New momhood, period. Right. And so Meryl, what is it that you need?
I mean, what Stacy just said, you know, become my own badass, you know, it's like, I mean, how long have I been talking to you about this?
Right.
You
right.
know, it's like,
Right.
but now I see that it's about boundaries.
Right. Right. And
And
loving them. Loving them.
Yeah. And like, you know, Purple started out talking about men, and it's like, I just completed a relationship because it was like, whoa, I'm not like, I don't like the way I'm feeling around this. And if
Mhm.
I don't like the way I'm feeling around it, then it's not right for me.
Exactly. Exactly. And it's, you know, when you love your boundary, the boundary for yourself is, what do I need?
Yep.
Right. Not in the realm of being selfish, but like really checking in, like, what do I need this right now? Right. Or I need to feel like this, but I have to give it to myself so that I can vibrate on that level.
Right. And
If I'm dependent on that other person to just, and so when you start to vibrate on loving yourself, of course, you're going to attract in people who love you, right? Because you're vibrating on that. What we always want, we don't want to do the work. We just want the people to love us. But the rub is really about loving yourself. So you vibrate at that level so that's just a natural, organic phenomenon.
Yep. And so when I got to see like how much, you know, she needed to like spend time with her husband and her son, and like just you know, they needed to like be with each other. I rearranged my flight. I called a friend. I'm in Florida now. I went out. I gave myself some extra vacation days.
Good for you.
And you know, and when I was leaving, I hugged my son-in-law, who I was like for days wondering if he even liked me anymore. I hugged him and I said, Jeremy, I love you. I said, you're doing such a great job. You're such a great dad. He said, it's scary as shit. He said, I'm so fucking scared all the time. And I said, you're doing great. And I got it. It was like, that's what's going on. They're new parents. They've got this little teensy living being that they've never had to deal with this before. Leave them alone and come back when they're a little bit more used to being parents.
Awesome. I'm
Yeah.
glad you gave yourself that. Thank you, Meryl. Thank you for sharing. Thank you. Enjoy Florida. So Teresa, if you could unmute, doll. Is she still there?
I'm here.
Hello.
How are you doing, beautiful?
I'm good. What are you getting from this?
What I'm getting from is that I have to mind my business. Um, I was just dealing with something with my son about him going to the doctor, and he does need to go to the doctor. But the last couple of days, it was like making my stomach hurt, and I was like, Teresa, you're getting back into minding his business. It's like you're not responsible for the decisions that he's made. And I was taking on his responsibility as if it's mine. It's like, what's that saying? You can't lead a person. You can lead a person to the water, but you can't make them drink. And because I know what not taking care of yourself does to your body, I just didn't want that to happen to him. But I'm not responsible for that.
Awesome, Teresa.
I am not
Awesome.
responsible.
So what can you, so in this process, what can you give yourself? What is it that you need?
I can give myself peace about that. People just said this now, just said it. I'm not responsible for that. It's like it gave me peace. I
Right.
give myself peace about it. That I have to trust the process, and that the
And so
universe.
keep giving yourself peace. So what brings you peace? You know, like we are active human beings. So what brings me peace? Like for me personally, going to the beach, what brings me peace? For me, meditating, that brings me peace. So peace is also generative, right?
Yes.
Sometimes what brings me peace is going into a silent retreat and not responding to my phone for the entire day. Right? That brings me peace, just being quiet since my business is talking. And so so what brings you peace? You got to fill your own cup. What brings you peace?
Well, I have a new job, so I have enough stuff to keep myself busy, not to be involved in his business. And plus,
But what brings you peace?
working on
Listen
my
to the
own
question.
project, like
Huh?
working on a project that I have.
Okay, so that brings you
I'm creating a
peace,
new
working
piece
on
of
your
art.
project.
Yes, that would bring me a lot of peace because it needs to be finished, and I haven't finished it. So
Awesome.
that would definitely bring me peace. And I
So keep
appreciate
filling
you.
your cup with that. Thank you, Teresa.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
No problem. Catherine?
Peace and blessings, grand rising. Sweetness is in the house. So I'd like to contribute a little bit to the conversation, if I may. Knowing my business, minding my business and knowing my business is two different things. So what I'm learning on this journey, and I could relate to everything that was actually said. I want to just share about how distractions for me puts me at a place where I'm not addressing the main thing. So keeping the main thing is on my agenda, has been for a couple of years. And so allowing distractions and creating my own chaos and allowing distractions can take me to a place where I'm going to experience a lot of disappointments. So in regards to, I have two sons, and identifying with Teresa is that, and they're grown. I mean, like really grown, 35 and 44. And so like, I'm telling myself, like, I'm there, they came through me, but they're like very grown. And so I'm not going to parent anybody but me. So now I'm parenting me, and I'm staying in my lane. And as far as telling somebody to do something and then I get frustrated or disappointed because they don't do it, going back to the exchange you had with Purple, was for me very eye-opening, is that I need to take better care of myself. So when I take care of myself and then my sons see me taking care of myself, then they'll either follow suit or not. You know, the choice is theirs. So for me, it works better when I put the energy on what I am supposed to be doing for me.
Well, we don't operate from the supposed tos or the shoulds, right? It's what we create. So it's
Right.
language, right?
Yes.
So language you want to just use instead of
Need.
should,
Need.
right? Yeah, like always check in with it, like what you need. Like, what is it that I need at the moment? And it's moment to moment, because what you need at this moment might be different from what you need at the next moment.
Absolutely.
Right? And the reason why I'm sharing this is because I shared this in, I think, my last session, that I was in a coaching process called unconscious coupling, which is about relationships, right? At least that's what I thought it was. But what it really is about is unconsciously uncoupling from our unconscious behaviors, right? And unconscious thinking.
Yes.
So in the book, Unconscious Uncoupling, she discussed asking your inner child, what is it that you need?
Yes.
Right. And so she created it as a practice. So I was in a circumstance where I asked my inner child, because I was triggered, right? I was triggered by somebody. And the person, what they had said to me was that they had sent me a video of a YouTuber who was telling people that they are to blame for their failed relationships. And when they take responsibility and accountability for it being their fault, right? That's how Black people will grow and succeed. And so I was like, ooh, I couldn't even finish watching the video. I was like, stop. And so I said to the person, I said, why did you send me this? And they said, because it's food for thought. So I said, well, this feels like Checkers or Popeye's chicken, fast food for thought. Like it doesn't feel like food for thought, the video, right? And so they said, well, this person has a lot of followers, right, on YouTube, and people listen to the person with the mic. Where's your mic? Right? And so when the person said that to me, I was triggered, right? Not because I'm insecure about the work that I do. I was triggered by their intention of the question, where's your mic? Right? And I felt like the question wasn't coming from a place of positivity, right? Mm-hmm. And so I had to put the phone down. And because I wasn't in the practice of asking my inner child, because it was my inner teen who got triggered. Because when I want to fight back, that's my inner teen. When I want to hide, that's my inner child, right?
Yes.
So my inner teen was triggered, and I put the phone down and I asked her, what does she need? I used the practice of the book to ask, what do you need? And in that moment, what I needed was just a shower. And I didn't realize until I was in the shower. Water, the shower, right? And so I asked my inner teen, what do you need? And what came up was the shower, right? And when I got in the shower, because every time I'm in the shower, I do a meditation. Okay. So I wasn't thinking about the meditation, but my inner teen said the shower. So as soon as I got into the meditation, I was able to release whatever that trigger was. But I had to start with, what is it that you need? You see, like when you check in with yourself. And so what I needed was the shower. What I needed truly was to meditate and release the trigger, right? But it came through the form of a shower. So if you keep asking yourself, what do you need? And then you give yourself what you need, you're creating something for yourself instead of expecting. See, what I was going to do if I stayed my teenager was fight him for respect.
Yes.
right? I don't
Yes.
need to do that. I don't need to talk about my mic or where my mic is. My mic is here and Wake Up, right? I don't need to do any of that. The only thing I needed to do was release the trigger. But it starts off by what is it that you need? And when you begin to give yourself the thing that you need, you are taking responsibility, full responsibility for yourself. You get that?
Yes.
Awesome. Awesome. So all your distractions, you got to look through what distracts you, and you got to keep asking, what do I need when I'm in that moment? Instead of distracting myself, what is it that I need? And you got to tell the truth about that. Because
Yeah,
right
yeah.
now I might need the Popeyes, right? Because the Popeyes is going to make me feel better. But what I really need is somebody to understand me. So instead of going to get the Popeyes, it might be, and I'm not saying you eat Popeyes, but I'm saying as
No, I
an
understand.
example, instead of going to get the Popeyes, it might be, I need to go make a phone call to somebody that's going to get me,
Yes.
right? It's you asking that question until you get the resolution for yourself.
Yeah. Right. So, right. You and I never broke bread together yet. So, yeah, I don't eat Popeyes, and it's okay, even if I did eat Popeyes, but I
Whatever
don't.
it
So
is that distracts you. I just was using that as an
I
example.
know.
Mhm.
I'm clear. So, beloved, I've been practicing what you've been saying because I've heard you, of course, say that before, and then I just finished clearing out some voice videos that I had on my tablet from a little while ago, and I made a mention that I never wanted to be alone. So that stayed in my head all the time, right? I'm 60 years old now. However, I never wanted to be alone, and as a young girl was afraid all the time. And so I never wanted to be alone. And while I'm looking back over my life, because my question, Sister Warrior, is how did I get here? Meaning here where I can't even say that I am alone because I'm not, but here where my husband passed and I don't have a husband, and that setting that I had convinced myself was the way I was supposed to live, right?
Well, when we create these taglines, right? Like, I don't want to be alone. I'm not enough. I'll never find the love of my life. Whatever the taglines are
Yes.
that we have, right? When we create those taglines, unconsciously, we vibrate at those taglines, and we
Right.
attract circumstances and people to match the tagline, right? Like, there
Yes.
isn't enough money. That could be a tagline, and one of the things about, we talk about boundaries, and we also talk about in this community about cutting cords, right? And I was
Yes.
having a conversation with another coach, and it was amazing conversation. And I said, instead of cutting cords, we might want to look at this in another context, right? About
Yes.
our thinking. And when she was like, I said, because to me, cords kind of feel sometimes like weeds. You know how, like, when you cut a weed, what does it do? It grows right back. When you cut weeds, they grow back, right? And so instead of cutting cords, we might want to look at it from the perspective of untying a knot. Everybody knows what it is to, like, tie a knot, right? Or untie a knot. And look at it as like a string that has a knot in it, or a rope that has a knot in it. And so our thought process are these knots that have, like, they're like tied in our heart. And so
Yeah.
when we start to untie and unravel these knots, instead of cutting the cord, you can actually envision yourself or that string like just floating away versus the cut of the cord. So because we don't want the knot. You did the work. You know what I'm saying? To untie the
Yes,
knot.
I do.
And then untying the knot, there's a process to untying the knot. There's a process from untying these knots that's in our unconsciousness, right? And so
Yes.
if you look at the tagline of I'm not enough, and we begin to untie the knot of I'm not enough. Where did it come from? But we're not cutting. We're no longer cutting I'm not enough. We're untying a knot from I'm not enough. And that takes some work. It's a process.
Yeah.
Right. But when you see that tagline exists, you got to know that you are consciously attracting the people and the circumstances to match that
Yes.
tagline.
Yes.
And so what you're out to create is a new tagline that empowers you, a new tagline that you can vibrate at.
Yes.
Right. And so
Yes.
what is a new tagline you can create, Sweetness, that empowers you?
Right now, beloved, I say that I and the light are one, and God and I are a majority, and that I am enough. I am unique. I am special. I just finished reading that it's not just okay to be right. It's okay to be, it comes with being effective. So I am effective.
Okay.
I'm not just enough. I am effective.
Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
All right. So those are your taglines. And so with the work with the facilitators here, you want to use the facilitators, whether you do them one-on-one or whether you do their classes or whatever it is, and the work that you already do, in the community, to start to untie the knots, right, of your unconscious behaviors. You get that?
I do.
Awesome. Thank you.
No, thank you.
So we are at 8:21. I am going to ask everybody if you guys can give me some more time, because I love to create story time. So those in the community who want to still come and play with me, we got story time coming up. So is there any communications from Facebook before we get into story time? Kenyofu?
Yeah, there were things that were dropped in over time, and so let's see if I'm gonna locate the last one that was dropped and then work my way backward. Hold on a moment.
Sure.
There also okay, so some hands were up, they went down, and okay, so I have Charmaine saying the boundary is what I expect from myself. I'm sorry. The boundary is what I expect from others. I can give it to myself. And, what I noticed from the Facebook messages is that there were like quite a few ahas.
But no questions.
No questions, right?
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. We see you, Facebook. We here with you. I am so happy that you got your aha moments. Now let's practice. Practice. It's not enough to be aha. We got to put it in practice. Practice. Okay. So is there anybody else's hand up that wants to go quickly? Okay, Desiree, and then I see Mama Amal. Desiree.
Hey.
Hi. Look at this hair. I love it.
Thank you. This conversation definitely has my mind, like in a whirlwind, because I feel like so many things are happening currently in my life, very similar to situations that people were talking about. My interaction with my son, my youngest son, is changing. He's growing into a young man. So I have to respect the boundary that he's setting between himself and myself. I just recently had a situation where a friend of mine was getting married. She told me that, she wasn't having anyone there. It's going to be on Zoom. She sent me the Zoom invite. And then I saw friends and I felt impacted by that. Like I felt left out, right? But I would say that I did the right thing in the moment, because my past self, my little 14-year-old self, would have said, you know what? Oh, she didn't invite me. I'm hanging up on this Zoom. But I stayed in my feelings, gave myself an opportunity to process what it was that I was really feeling. And allowing myself that space to process, it helped me realize that how much I relied on other people to bring me satisfaction to my own life. Right. And one word that you helped me draw out through that feeling was fulfillment. Like, I relied on other people's to make me feel fulfilled. And like, this conversation is making me think about what I have been asking creation, the universe, to provide me is space and time to work on me. So when I think about that, hi Jackie, when I think of the boundary that my youngest son is setting between him and myself, that gives me space to be more than just a parent. Like, I have to trust that what I gave him from when he was a baby up until this point is gonna carry him and let him know that I'm here if you need me.
Because we love to be all up in the business, right? And so Desiree, I love that you brought up, the work that we do one-on-one and around fulfillment, right? And because what I'm saying to everyone is that the thing that you need for yourself, you can fulfill on, right? Like, you pour that need into the cup and you give it to yourself so that you're full. Right? So it's like, you want to do the work and start to see, it's not that you're not going to be disappointed. The disappointment is like, it's great because it's signaling something's missing for you. And right. And so when you can do the work, like, okay, I'm disappointed in this. What did I need? Or what do I need? Because the did is because some disappointments are still hanging around from the past.
Definitely.
Right?
Definitely. And you know what, like, me respecting the boundary that my son set between him and I, and the possibilities that space created, girl, I have been talking to so many different people that's helping me elevate my career at work. I am pushing myself to have conversations with people that I'm unfamiliar with, which is not my comfort space, and asking for what it is that I need from me. And if I didn't take the moment to respect the boundary that he was setting and acknowledging the opportunity that created for me.
Instead of looking at it like, you got the nerve to be setting a boundary on me? Like, who you think you are setting a boundary on me? Right? And so it's because now what you're vibrating at is respect. So when you can accept, you're vibrating at acceptance and you're vibrating at respect. So that is starting to reverberate at work, even though it started at home with your son. It's starting to show up at work. So thank you, Desiree, for sharing that. Thank you, Mama Amal. And then we are going to get into story time.
So one thing I want to say, Desiree, you can send me those earrings, girl, because they are the whip.
Right?
I raised my hand and then put it down. No, they probably don't want to hear this. I raised my hand again. And then when you said we were going to finish, I put it down. And then when you raised it, when you said, okay, well, if there's anyone out there, I put my hand up again. What was going on with me is the same conversation I had earlier with you about, which has morphed into whether what I am contributing is worth anything. So realizing that, I went to a place in the Course in Miracles, and I am going to use this anytime I doubt that what's coming out of my mouth is helpful or contributory. The statement is, I am only here to be truly helpful. I am here to represent him who sent me. I do not have to worry about what to say or what to do because he who sent me will direct me. I am content to be wherever he wishes, knowing he goes there with me. I will be healed as I let him teach me to heal. And I just wanted to share that because that's exactly what I need to say every time I open my mouth. That gets
Thank
rid
you
of
for
it.
that. And I'm going to take it. I would like for you to take that a little further and put that into the Wake Up virtual space on Facebook. Write that out and put that in our community so people can have that.
I certainly will.
Okay. And put your name at the bottom so we can acknowledge you. Thank you. Wow. So Kenyofu, if you could put up story time. So everybody, you know what it, for those who are new, what story time is. Story time is a theme, right? And it is 10 to 11 to 12 words. And you're going to get today, we're going to, because we're a little short on time. So we're going to do 4 minutes. Kenyofu, if you could do 4 minutes, time us for 4 minutes. And what this does for people who are new is you're going to use all of these words and a story that you create in 4 minutes. And it's called A Fulfilled Life. And you can write it. It could be a fictional story. It could be a true story. It's your creation. So I would love for everybody to get started. And Kenyofu, you let us know when we're starting. I'm going to have to write mine in my phone. Let us know when we're timed.
Okay, we can begin.
Thank you. Everybody begin.
30 seconds. Time.
We're done?
Yes.
Pens down, pens down, pens down. Let's go. Okay. All right. Who is sharing their story? Who's up? Hands up, hands up. I see Desiree's hand. Who else? Hey, Jacqueline. Jacqueline's hand is up. Jacqueline wants to read her story. So we're going to say Desiree, Jacqueline, Rachel, and let's go. Let's start with Desiree.
Okay, so sweet rose is the scent I woke to this morning, opening my curtains and embracing the heat of the sun and enjoying the aliveness my body began to feel. Thinking, today I decide to stand in my own uniqueness and put all my pure thoughts and efforts into not being a comparison to anyone else, and enjoy the spoils of my efforts of meeting my own needs with dignity.
Woo! Let's go, let's go. Hotness, hotness, hotness. Who is next? I think Rachel. Thank you, Desiree. That was beautiful. Oh, no, Jacqueline's next. Yep, and then Rachel. Come on, Jackie.
Good morning. I hope this noise out here doesn't bother you guys. I am stranded at a shop, but it's okay.
No, we hear you clear, girl.
A fulfilled life. I am fulfilled with aliveness when I feel the pure joy of a child or an animal. The unique spirit within each of us shouts out with great effort from the piles of life experiences covering us. The scent of a rose, so sweet and alluring, guides us towards the sense of satisfaction that we achieve as we meet our own needs with elegance and devoid of comparison. The spoils of a life fulfilled are joy, happiness, love, and grace. Ashe.
Shay, bring it, bring it, bring it. Yes, Rachel. Thank you, Jackie. Being unstoppable. She had to shop and she still was getting her story in. I love it. Go ahead, let's go.
Oh, I'm like a rose. I'm sweet, unique. Dignity is what you see. Some elegance in between. Nothing spoils my positive thoughts, nor is there any comparison when it comes to me. The effort I put in is clear to see. Aliveness is what growth has brought out of me.
What? That sounds like bars, girl. That sounds like
that, right.
That sounds like bars, like it needed to be on a record or something. Okay, then we got Mama Amal, purple. Who else? Okay, let's go. Mama Amal, then purple, and then I think I saw other hands. I need my admins to help.
A fulfilled life. The aliveness I feel right now is because of what I have discovered from this conversation. The feelings I have rose from my feelings of low self-esteem, low self-worth. I found that my needs are to acknowledge, to feel unique. I am always in comparison of others. It spoils the efforts I put forth to being unique. The sweetness of the moment is taken away. My dignity is thwarted. The pureness of this contribution has given me a fulfilled life.
Woo! Who's next? Who's next? Thank you.
Catherine is here.
Catherine, let's go.
Okay, sweetness in the house. It says, walking and sometimes running toward a bed of roses in the garden of life, where the weeds are few and the flowers are plenty, speaking the truth in love effortlessly daily. No need for regrets, just pure confidence wrapped in grace, allowing each opportunity to display my unique, sweet, unspoiled, divine creation of love.
Yes.
Isn't she elegant?
Woo! Yes, yes, yes. Who's next? Who's next? Purple. Thank you, sweetness.
Yes, a fulfilled life is an adventure in being me. I have ease, energy, light, and laughter that I enjoy with myself and share with others. My relationships are fun loving. I have time because I flow and I attend to my needs. My standing health, wellness appointments, and coaching are just ways that I contribute to aliveness and love. I contribute and write morning love notes, gratitude lists, nighttime acknowledgments, and quotes reflecting on a day I love. My to-do list is a playlist. It is about love, health, and wealth, abundance, style, travel, creativity, celebration of how I live as a goddess on earth and a gift to us all.
Woo, 4 minutes. Look what we are creating in 4 minutes. Okay, 4 minutes. That's all we had. 4 minutes. Let's go. Who's next? Who's next? Who's next? I don't even know anymore.
It's fine. I got it.
Okay.
So, it was a sweet day where I was celebrating my aliveness, counting the spoils of my effort and accomplishments. The comparison of my unique needs rose in me a sense of pure elegance at the journey toward the creation of my dynasty.
That's it. That's it. That creation of that creation of your dynasty. Yes. Awesome. Thank you, Kenyofu. Who's next?
Caroline?
I'm ready to. So speak to you.
I see Saul speak. I see Caroline, Stacy.
Yes, good morning. Thank you,
Good
guys.
morning.
Amazing conversation. And I'm just so thankful for this. Every time I call in, I get fed. And this, like all the bullet points, all the boxes, checked everything. So thank everybody for
Thank
sharing.
you.
My fulfilled life is one where I allow myself to be the unique individual that I am, regaining the pure, sweet spirit I feel like I lost along the way, trying to fit in and take everyone else's advice for visions of myself, trying to gain the spoils that I thought I should have that was theirs, putting effort into things that didn't resonate with me, using comparisons of others to measure myself. I want to walk in elegance again. I embrace the feeling of aliveness, bathing in the scent of rose, and living my authentic life standing in dignity.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you. Stacy.
Hello, I may have to go on camera. Does it sound okay?
It's a lot.
How about that?
Go ahead, it's better.
Okay. A fulfilled life. My life is unique. It happens with ease, even though I put forth effort. My passion is pure. Its aliveness needs no explanation. Everything is elegance. My love spoils me to no comparison. He is sweet and I am as a rose, the scent we desire. I have dignity and it shows in my, in my love of self.
Amen. Ashe, ashe, ashe. Vibrate at that dignity level, boo. Love it. Let's go. Thank you, Estacia. Saul speak.
I'm ready.
Yes.
Great day, everyone. A fulfilled life. Being grateful for another day, I listen. I listen to the spoils of others and also see myself in their life story. Standing at a current crossroads of needs, I am making comparisons to how my life was 2 years ago. Stop it. And how it is now. Finding myself in a constant effort to create a life. Innovation, innovation, innovation. Stay alive, stay innovative by my high purpose. A fulfilled life. Keep it coming, baby.
Yes. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That was amazing. I want to say thank you to everyone who has shared. Is there any other hands up, Kenyofu? I can't see.
Come on.
Okay, great. So thank you, everyone. This practice of writing out your story is so important because what it does is it shows and it highlights your creative juices, your creative being. This is a practice for me, and I do it in all my classes, and so that you can keep up with the practice of it, so you can understand how unique and creative you are. Just random words, what you'll create in 4 minutes. We're always looking like, oh, this person is creative, that's creative, I don't know how to create. Absolutely, you know how to create. Absolutely, your life is unique. It is now time for us to take in what we need and give it to ourselves and have a fulfilled life. And this is the boundary of doing it. Okay. Love your boundaries, heal the disappointments. And so that is today's session. I want to say thank you. And so we have 2 participants who will win win complimentary admission to my next upcoming course, which will be in April. I don't know the day yet. I have to work with my admin to get the date flat, because my grandmother's not being well. We were going to do it on the 31st, but with her not being well, it's touch and go. But we will have it in April, and that's going to be about the indifference that we are feeling, which is allowing us to feel this emptiness just in society. And we want to start to heal those disappointments, heal our indifference, and heal our fear, right? And, I'm always talking about fear, because as you heal fear, you start to vibrate at different levels. And that's what I'm committed to with you. And so 2 participants will win that upcoming course. And so I'm going to pick the number 7 and the number 22. And so you could, they'll tell you who those numbers are, 7 and 22.
Desiree Brown is 7.
Okay, awesome. And who's 22?
Trowell. It says Trowell's iPhone, THOWELL.
So if you know who that is for yourself, if you're listening in, can you just chime in and accept the complimentary? You won the session.
I asked Joelle to unmute.
Yeah, this is Meika Howell.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning.
Good morning. So congratulations. All you have to do is email me by Sunday, and I will have your information, and then we can send you on to the process of getting your complimentary class. Okay. Do you
Sure
accept?
thing. Yes, I do.
Awesome. So this is
Hi,
my email
Jacqueline.
information. This is my email information. This is my number. You can reach out to me in these ways. The Instagram at Ms. Meika, that's no longer. I have to create another Instagram for personal use, but the Crystal Raven BK on IG still does work. So you can reach out that way as well. Okay, what's next? Now, love offerings. So you can send your love offerings. We know that money is just another form of energy. You can send it through Zelle, QuickPay at soulleadershipdevelopment@gmail.com, Cash App, $ Spirit of a Woman. And the code is 5. Can you imagine 540MJ? Oh my God, 540. This is incredible what we created here. And so you can send any cash flow, any love flow to your girl, Miss Meika, and I appreciate and love you for it. Thank you. Next slide. Okay, so this is because the last time I was on Wake Up, the last time I facilitated, Sister said that she wanted, what she was challenged with is she wanted to facilitate again, and she didn't feel comfortable, and she didn't know whether she could do it. And here we are, I'm facilitating again, and I am introducing tomorrow Holding a Vibe Part 2, Initiating the 17-Second Law by Sister Zahara. This is so awesome that she has stepped up and she is in the game and she is winning. So awesome. Check that out tomorrow, Holding the Vibe. Okay.
Thank you, Meika.
Yo, welcome. Thank you.
So I peeped some new faces, new names in the space, and I could be wrong, but like if I'm not, like tell us all that you're new in the chat. Just drop in, I'm new, so that you can get your welcome. You can get your come on back. And if this is your first time in Zoom or your first time in Facebook, just drop it in and let us know. And we have our open arms for you. And we want you to come back. So you might not know this, but we're here 5 days a week. This is not, if you came to visit Meika, great, thank you. Love it. Tomorrow we're having Sister Zariah. And Sunday we'll have another person presenting. Every day, 5 days a week. Somebody interesting is going to share something enlightening. So Sunday, Tuesday, and Thursday from 7 to 8:30, those are our long days, like today. And Monday and Wednesday are our shorter days from 7 to 7:30. So it's your choice. We work with you and your schedule. We're always live on Zoom, also live on Facebook. And if you would like to receive alerts, daily alerts in your text to say, wake up, get on, then you will do this right now. Open up your text, blank text, type in 74121 in the to section where the telephone number goes, and type in Woo Nation in the comment section, press send, and then you will automatically be placed on this text messaging system. Well, we have been working over the last couple of months on a book. We started out writing thinking of a title, and now we're now working on a campaign to promote it. So the campaign is the I Choose campaign, and we're asking you to identify what you choose. And once you identify what you choose, you will go to bit.ly/I choose woo and create that, like write it in there. So I choose health is one possibility. So in that, there'll also be an opportunity for you to create a video that you will speak on what it is you choose, why you choose, and your development of that. And that will be part of the process of promoting this book, this anthology. And we have swag. So you can get multiple things so that you can represent Woo. We have thermos, we have mugs, we have a laptop sleeve, we have sweatshirt, t-shirts, different sizes and different colors. We have bags, we have notebooks or journal for you to take notes, and we have a mask. So lots of things for your enjoyment and gifts giving as well. So you want to stay in touch. Every week you're gonna want to register, because every week we have a new lineup. And when you register, you get put into our database, and you will receive the lineup of who's going to be presenting and what they're speaking about that week. And we have two Facebook pages. One is private, one is public. We're streaming live on our private page. That's the group. And you can get there by going to bit.ly/Woo community, and you will ask to be admitted, and then somebody will admit you. And we have a public page. You go to bit.ly/Woo Nation, and Woo Nation is uppercase. That's when you go there, you can press like, and then you will be notified of any posts that are created. We're on Instagram at Wake Up Everybody Virtual, and YouTube, bit.ly/Woo on YouTube. And our email is info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. Other ways to keep in touch with us. And today, being Thursday, I'm offering the support of you out there, our watching audience, our listening audience, that you can help behind the scenes. There's lots and lots of things to do. All of what you see, there's a whole team of people, a whole team, whole creation of roles that make this happen. And it's all fueled by Wake Up Everybody. We don't bring anybody in outside of Wake Up. You are a Wake Up, you watch, you learn, and then you give back. So we're asking you to consider what you can do. You don't have to be a person to take up a full role. You can take up a small task depending on your time and your schedule. Just give us a call, an email, a text, and ask us, well, not text, but like ask us, you can text us individually if you know our numbers, but ask us what there is for you. info.wakeupseries@gmail.com. We do have something for you. And so I'm going to stop this share, and I'm going to ask each one the opportunity to have to give Meika
We love you, Queen Meika. Thank you.
Thank
For
you.
making me
Thank
understand.
you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank
Oncology
you,
and
Mika.
Thank you.
sabotaging my
Thank you,
own
thank you,
growth.
Sister Mika. Thank you for your
Thank you,
preventing,
Mika.
For giving me the
for
truth,
bringing forth
for
your
Money
talents.
overcoming
showers.
negative
Money
self-esteem
showers.
that I
Thank you so much.
presented in my own mind.
Abundance.
Thank you.
Love.
And
We
love.
Thank
thank
you.
you.
Thank you for
Thank you.
sharing and
Thank
sharing.
you. Thank you,
Thank
Kinyofu.
you.
Thank you, Meika. Thank
Have a
you.
blessed day.
Blessings in abundance. Let's keep manifesting and ascending. Mwah, 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 mwah.
I love you all.
Love you. Love you.
Thank you.